All right, so our guest today is Veronica, as you can see on the picture, and my name is Kathi Roß, and I welcome you, every one of you, every single one of you who's here today to hear Veronica tell us about her topic of the heart, which she's going to introduce you to us soon. So, where are you? You are in a meeting from the Europe Direct Aachen, which is in My Europe, which the name is My Europe, and My Europe is a series of events which takes place sometimes a year, usually on Wednesdays. Today is an exception. And we are talking with young people from various countries of Europe to talk about their topics and their countries, and we learn new things every day. It's organized by a large network. Here you can see our partners, for example, the Institut Français or the Karlspreis Stiftung, and a few of the Europe Directs. The event is interactive, so we will have a quiz today. We'll also allow you to ask questions either with the Q&A button you find below, or right now we can also allow you to ask questions live. Yeah, and now I'm really excited to hear Veronica. Thank you so much for being here, Veronica, and
Thank you.
I'm so excited to hear about you and what you have to share with us. What are you going to share with us? Thank you so
Well,
much.
thank you so much for the invitation. It's so nice to see you all and also some participants. So I'm very glad that we are here today to learn more about Spain or oceans and marine conservation. I will start sharing my screen, but please feel free to ask any question or react, and we will try to solve any question directly. At the end, also, there will be a time for them. Okay, so let me see. Do you see the presentation, right?
Yes, we can see
Okay,
everything.
good. So my email is there. It will be also at the end. So if you don't feel comfortable asking questions, you can always send me an email. It's not a problem.
You can
So
also put the email in the in the chat, so you can copy it from the
yes,
chat as well.
yes,
Yeah,
I
we're
will do
gonna
it
do
later.
that.
Okay, I will do it later. So yeah, I wanted to start a bit with who am I? So I'm Verónica Relaño. I'm from Guadalajara, which is in Castilla-La Mancha in Spain. In Castilla-La Mancha, it's also the Quixote, as you can see. And my village is called Sacedón. It's like an hour from Guadalajara, 2 hours from Madrid, more or less. And that's my dog in the lake of my river, of the lake of my village. So what do I do at the moment? At the moment, I'm doing a lot of different things. Currently, I'm a postdoc at the University of Santiago de Compostela in Galicia, in the north of Spain. I'm manager of the Oceans Project at the NGO One Water, in which we focus on science communication. I have also a UN Ocean Decade project that is called Somos Océanos, We Are Oceans. I will present a bit more about it later. And I am, as you said, also the Charlemagne Academy Prize Fellow of 23-24. Maybe some of you are going to be in the summit soon in November. So yeah, I'm very keen on that. What did I do before? Well, it's a long story because I'm not even from a city near the ocean. I'm far away from it, but I always felt very interested, and I was really very keen on learning what is happening in those waters far away from my village. And then I started to do marine sciences in the south of Spain, in Cádiz. Then I got a scholarship for my master, another scholarship for doing my PhD, and now I'm here. But it's always, some people always presented as, it's very successful and there's only the success, but there was also very unsuccessful stories. And if you want to hear more about them, I'm happy to discuss that with you and to support if you have any questions about career development or what you want to do or what not. I'm always open to have that chat.
That
So
is so nice. So maybe you can quickly go over your experiences if you want to do it now, or you can just tell us like a short story about struggles and how you have coped with them.
it's like like even right now, I always applying for fellowships, and maybe I apply for two of them also within our project in We Are Oceans, two of them every month, and we might only get one every 6 months or 1 year. So it's really, really low chances. Even when I got the scholarship for my PhD, which it was a very good one, like Écija fellowship. I also had to apply for a second time, so I didn't get it the first time. So it happens, it's life, and that's what I also wanted to bring to all of you, that not everything works, but we need to push for the things that we want to do.
And how are you feeling about doing all those things you've listed in the presentation at the same time,
Yeah,
kind of
I
at
don't
the same
know. I don't know how I do it. I have very little free time, I will say. But it's also about organizing yourself and doing what you like. And then you will find the time and the energy, I think. Yes. So let's go and let's discover a bit Spain. It is located in the extreme southwestern Europe. Most of you might know it, like this bridge between Europe and Africa, and it occupies about 85% of the Iberian Peninsula, but we share the Iberian Peninsula with our neighbor, Portugal, as you can see. And I want to say some facts about Spain. Let me see if it works now. The official name is the Kingdom of Spain. We have a form of government which is a parliamentary constitutional monarchy. The monarch is the head of the state, which is a hereditary position, but the powers are limited by a constitution. So that's how it works in Spain. The capital is Madrid. The population less than 50,000. We have different official languages like Spanish, Castilian, Basque, Catalan, and Galician. The euro, like the rest of the European Union, and the area you can see there. The major mountain ranges, the Pyrenees, the Sierra de Guadarrama, Sierra de Gredos, Sierra de Nevada. Maybe some of you already been there. So maybe you can share more than me regarding that. And the major rivers, the Guadalquivir, the Ebro, the Duero, Miño, Tajo, and Guadiana. A bit how it's distributed in the country. Although there is a national parliament, Spain is one of the most decentralized democracies in Europe, and each of its 17 regions manages its own schools, hospitals, and other public services. We have a vibrant historic cities and also sunny beaches, as you might know, and they attract a lot of tourists. It attracts more tourists than any other European country except France. And the services to the tourism industry, it really drives the Spain's economy, the 8th largest in the world, apparently. We joined the European Community in 1986. And that really was a push for modernizing the economy of the country. So I'm from Guadalajara. You can see it's near Madrid. That's where I'm from.
Yeah, can you point it out again on the map? Can you show us with your...
Well, I don't know if you can see my...
Yeah, we can.
So here, this pink area. And this region in pink is Castilla-La Mancha.
Okay, thanks for sharing.
So I wanted to talk also a bit about nature because Spain is home to such mammals as the wolf, the lynx, the wildcat, wild boar, wild goats. There are streams and lakes that shelter the trout and barbel, and there are also many other species of wildlife that face threats from habitat loss and pollution, like in the rest of Europe and everywhere else in the world. And due to centuries of tree cutting, the large forests are now found only in the north of the Pyrenees and in the Asturias, Galicia area, also in the north. Um, there are some efforts in planting new trees, but sometimes it's difficult where there are sheep or goats that graze there. And then we have also some problems with erosion, with river pollution that are, intensifying everything around. We have some national parks and refuges, but they only cover about 7% of the country. This is only in the terrestrial part. We have one very famous protected area that is Doñana National Park in the south, and this has a lot of marshes, streams, sand dunes, where the Guadalquivir River flows into the Atlantic. And the park is very famous because it has endangered species such as the lynx that you can see there, and the imperial eagle that I didn't put. I put the bat because I thought it was uglier than the eagle.
It looks really interesting.
Yeah. And okay, then I think we should start with a quiz. I gave a bit of information about Spain, but I think we can learn more in a more dynamic style with a quiz. So let's see if we can all see it. And I go for the first question.
Yeah, I think it will. Yeah, now it's coming up.
Can you see the quiz? And
now we can see the quiz.
Okay.
So, the first question, do you want me to read it out, or do you want to read it out?
Please. Yeah,
So,
you read.
in what museum will you find a famous? No, you should. I can't pronounce it right.
No, go ahead. It's how people will pronounce it outside of Spain.
Okay, I would say Guernica. Yeah, I don't know. That's how I learned it in art class. Painted by Picasso in 1937. I hope every one of you have the question board and you can.
I'm seeing people voting already.
Yeah, me too, but not everyone. Okay, so it's 56% people. Yeah, okay, more answers are coming up. We're missing this music you always have, like in the waiting area time.
We should have put music, yeah.
Okay, I think. Oh, okay, one person is missing, but I think maybe this person is not on the phone. Oh, yes.
So yeah, it's the answer. I think now we can see the answer. It's not in the Picasso Museum in Malaga. It is in the Reina Sofia, and it's a very, very big one. It's nearly 8 meters long, and it is a denunciation of the barbarism of war, but also how there is hope even within war. And there you can see that the person that is laying down on the left corner down, but it has a flower on the hand. So it's a bit like, yeah, but there is still hope. Okay, let's go to the next question.
Question 2. I think you should read it out.
Which of these 3 places in Spain looks like the planet Mars? This is very easy. There are some pictures so you can maybe guess.
Well, is this a personal question or is it like
It really looks like planet Earth and planet Mars. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's just very red. As you can see in the picture, it's not Photoshop.
Okay, so you already gave the answer now.
Yes, I mean, it's already 80% of the participants. So I think it's enough. We can say that's the answer, Rio Tinto.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it has high acidic levels and heavy metals like gold, silver, and copper. And that's what gives this color. It really has an extreme environment, these waters. And they are breeding organisms such as iron and sulfur oxidizing bacteria. A lot of scientists do tests and things there, and they found that the bacteria that are in this river are also in our solar system, like in Jupiter's moon. They have found the same
Wow,
bacteria there. So very interesting ecosystem.
that's really cool.
Yes.
I guess no one knew it before, so thanks for sharing.
The other ones, the other places are also very beautiful. I invite you to go, but yeah, it doesn't look like Mars.
Yeah, but I mean, have you been there? That looks unreal, the
Yeah,
picture.
no, I've been close, so I didn't see like that strong color, but I saw
Mhm.
the color from like another part of the river, and yeah, it's really red. It's red. Yeah.
Wow. But the
Okay.
other pictures as well.
Yes, they are
So
nice.
people visit Spain. It's beautiful.
It's very diverse. Yeah.
Mm.
Next question. Okay. Question number 3. How many kilometers of coastline does Spain have? Maybe some are a bit tricky, but there's one easy answer. That is obviously not.
So now we need to think how long all are the coastlines in total? Because you're asking for the total coastline kilometers, right?
Yeah, in kilometers. Exactly.
No, like the total ones, not only the Mediterranean coast and the Atlantic coast, all of the three.
It's the three. It's the three, all of them as Spain. Yeah.
Just to clarify. All right.
Okay. So I think when we reach 70%, I think we can show the answer. So yeah, nearly 8,000 kilometers. Yeah, some of you probably already enjoy some of the beaches there. Apparently some of the most beautiful in Europe. I also like the ones in Portugal. But
What's your favorite coast in Spain? Or what's your favorite place to be? Which beach?
I like Cadiz, which is in the Atlantic coast in the south.
Mm-hmm.
You see the Tarifa Point there in the map. So near Tarifa Point, for me, that area is very, very beautiful. I also studied there marine sciences. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that has a special place in my heart. But the Canary Islands are also very beautiful, I have to say. Yes.
That's nice.
Okay.
And there's actually on the Canary Island, there's actually one island with 7 different beach types.
Could be, could be. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
like 7, like lava beach, like black beach, and red no, yellow beach and white beach and all of this.
Yeah. Look, I learned something also. So the question 4 is looking at this picture. Which would you say is the first place in the world where Upper Paleolithic cave paintings were discovered? This is a bit more tricky.
Hmm. So we have more of 3 different caves we know about, so 3 more tourist spots
Mhm.
we should visit.
So I think people are not voting anymore, but I think we can say it. So the answer is Altamira. It was really between one of the other. And it's near the town of Santillana del Mar in Cantabria in the north. And it is really a renewed prehistoric cave art. It was painted between 35,000 and 13,000 years ago. And it also inspired some artists like Miro. Maybe we know Miro, but and today the access to this cave is a bit weird, is as you see in the left, but it's restricted. So you can see a replica, but it's if you get in, it's a very nice experience as it is a World Heritage site right now. I only saw the replica, but it's also very well done. Okay.
That's really interesting.
Yes, beautiful. Let's go to food. And I hopefully now more people vote. This is easy. What ingredients make a Spanish omelette different?
What do you mean by makes a difference? Just to clarify.
Different, like what ingredient it might have that it makes it more special, you know?
Okay. So is it A, potato and olive oil, B, onion and garlic, or C, eggs and onion? All of it would be really tasty, I would say. Oh, I think we have a clear answer.
Yeah, it's clear. So it's potato and olive oil for sure. Yeah, of course, onions. There is a big little discussion between tortilla with onion and no onion. Yes, that's always the thing. There was even some commercials about tortilla with onion, no onion, but both are nice. And if you go there, of course, I invite you to have a pincho or a tapa of tortilla. It's a must. It's my favorite tortilla. Let's go to the next. So because I have 16 questions, so I don't want to make it too long for people. Do you know the name of this building, which apparently inspired a Disney castle?
Ooh, that
I
looks
have
really nice.
I have heard about this inspiration, also in other castles in Germany, like Neuschwanstein.
Yes.
But well, this one also looks very close to the Disney castle.
Yeah, probably Disney's a mix of everything, of all the castles in Europe, maybe. But
Yeah,
yeah,
probably they
this
say
looks
about
really
everyone.
beautiful. Have you been there playing Princess?
Like if I have been there in the castle,
Yeah,
I
and
have been there,
playing
but
Princess.
I didn't play princess.
Oh, so sad. So we have to go again.
Well, I leave that for someone else, maybe. This is a castle that we can find. I think most of the people voted. It's in Segovia, and it's called the Alcázar of Segovia. It's in Castilla y León, and it has existed since at least the 12th century, and it's very renewed medieval castle, and it has been the home for 22 kings.
Wow.
And it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1985. Very beautiful. It's worth a visit. And you have very nice views from the tower that you can see there, with more than 100 steps up. But the views are very beautiful over there. I recommend it. Question 7. Which city is known as the city of three cultures? So we have here Toledo on the left, Madrid, and Barcelona.
Which is your favorite city of these three?
I guess Toledo. I think Toledo, yeah.
Really? How come?
It's Castilla-La Mancha, and it's the same region as Guadalajara. It's
Hmm.
the it's just nicer. It's more like an old town, but bigger. For me, Madrid and Barcelona are just too big, are big cities,
Okay.
and I feel less comfortable in big cities. Um, and Toledo has its charm. It's charming. It's nice with the river, with the bridge, all the little streets. I love them. Some people said in our question that the city of three cultures is Barcelona. Then there is a bit of even between Toledo and Madrid. So the answer is Toledo. They were Christians, they were Muslims and Jews that lived there side by side for centuries. And when you go around the city, you can find synagogues, mosques, churches, and also a huge cathedral. So it's very nice. I recommend it.
That's so cool.
Now we go a bit to the party side. The next question is, do you know the name of the fiesta, the party, where people throw tons of tomatoes? Is that very easy answer?
That's why they're all red.
Yes. So here they use like the kind of tomatoes that are pear tomatoes, tomates pera, and they are very mature, so the people don't hurt themselves.
Hmm.
And yeah, they use some tomatoes that maybe they wouldn't sell, like they are getting more mature, and then that's what they use in this fiesta. They can use more than 120,000 kilos of tomatoes for this
Wow.
fiesta.
And how
Uh,
do you feel about that?
yeah, it's a bit of a waste, I admit, but they always say that there's these tomatoes that they wouldn't sell, that they wouldn't eat. So
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I didn't
Have
invest.
you ever participated in this
No,
festival? No.
I
Okay.
never participated. It's usually a lot of people,
Oh,
more
okay.
than 20,000 persons go to this party. And when I was small, there was no limit, but now there is a limit, and you need to reserve a ticket to enter to actually the party. And it's restricted to certain streets. Yeah, so now it's limited. And yeah, we can say the answer is Tomatina in Buñol,
Hmm.
it's in Valencia. And this is also other parties that are not found in Valencia, but this is in my village. So there are also local parties that occur mainly in the month of August in other parts of Spain. And these are my friends and me in the fiesta of my village.
That is so cool.
And we won the second position for the best outfit this year. So I was very proud. Then question 9, which of these places was setting for scenes in the hit series A Game of Thrones? We have Sevilla
That's
and we have Bárdenas, and people just went very fast.
and maybe both are correct, both answers.
Mhm.
We don't know yet, but
No.
it really looks magical as well.
So here in the pictures that I put, you can see other places where they recorded some scenes of Game of Thrones in Spain. On the right upper corner, there is this castle, this little castle that is in Guadalajara, where I'm from, and
Oh,
they recorded there also a little scene. I don't know which one exactly, but yeah, they were there. And the answer, yeah, I could say is both. Both are correct. So we have, yeah, the natural park of Bárdenas, the castle of Santa Florentina, yeah, Sevilla, and Córdoba. Also, they were there. Many places. Next question. I will see. Yeah. Which city is known for having the most UNESCO World Heritage Sites in the world?
Is it A, Toledo again? B, Cordoba, or C? Oh my gosh, I can't pronounce this.
Cuenca. Cuenca.
Cuenca.
Yes.
That's a beautiful name.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so 50% participated. I think we can say it. It is Cordoba, and this it was one of the first city in the world to have 4 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, surpassing Rome and Paris. And the 4 ones are a historic quarter, the Mezquita, the mosque and cathedral, the new Medina, and the Patios Festival. The Patios is on the right, one of the patios in Cordoba. That also got the label of World Heritage Site. I recommend it. Question 11. This is the end of the oldest pilgrimage route in Europe. Which route do we mean?
Have you done this route?
I didn't do this route. I would like to do it. Yes. Plus now I'm doing my postdoc also in this city. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I will really like to do the route.
Yeah,
But
I think that's what the city is best known for as being
yeah,
the end of this
yes, exactly.
route.
And over millions, centuries, over the centuries, there were millions of pilgrims that,
You
that
do
took this
you
path.
sorry. Do you know, like, do you see people like pilgrims often walking around the city?
Yeah, yeah, all the time. They are all the time. You can see it. Definitely. It's a thing. It's for real. Yes, people go. And next year it's gonna be more people even because it's like one of this year, which is like jubileum. So there are
Mm-hmm.
more people going during this year.
Nice.
So we have no answer for for the good answer. The answer is St. James Way or the Camino de Santiago. And this is apparently where James the Apostle is traditionally said to be buried there in this cathedral. But many are inspired by religion, but others are inspired just by the scenery, or they just want to do it because it's very beautiful route. So not only about religion. Let's go a bit faster so we don't lose people. Which of these is one of the best places in the world for stargazing? The answers are, I think, easy.
Probably, yeah.
You can get it. And this place was the first starlight reserve in the world.
And this is actually on the Canary Island, right?
Right, correct. You said the answer. So it's in the beautiful island of La Palma. And yeah, it became a reserve because of the clear sky, and it has one of the best locations for astrophysics. The observatory is called Roque de los Muchachos, and you can visit it, but you need to book an appointment in advance. It's really incredible. I've never been, but I have heard that it's very impressive. Question 13.
Yes.
In which city you can find a statue of a bear and another of a devil?
Maybe you can also go over what they
Yeah.
are stand for already while people are answering.
Yeah, so there is a bear eating a strawberry tree, and then the other one is called the fallen angel. And they are in one park very famous, which is considered the prettiest city park in Europe. And while the people answer, yeah, the answer is Madrid. The fallen angel is in the Retiro Park, but the bear is in one of the most central plazas or square in Puerta del Sol, and is one of the symbols of Madrid, and it's the prime spot for selfies. And the thing is that now, yeah, we don't have any bear around Madrid, but the bear was really always a typical element of the city of Madrid since ancient times. And in the Middle Ages, when the city was founded, this animal was really abundant in the nearby mountains. So the people, if you went out on the roads, you ran the risk of encountering one of these plant-eating animals. Yeah, but now, unfortunately, no, it's not the case. There are no more bears around Madrid mountains. Okay, 14th. I really like castles, as you can see. What is notable about this monument in Avila? It is the best preserved city wall in the world. Is the wall of the world. No, is the wall in the world. Very difficult for me to pronounce that. Or it's a wall that can be seen from space.
It's a really big wall anyways.
It is big. It is big. And the interesting thing is that well, I don't want to say the answer, but most people, the wall dates back to the Middle Ages. And of course, it controlled the entrance of provisions and also isolated the city, guarding it against potential outbreak of a plague or an epidemic. But it was, of course, also for obvious defensive functions. And it's the best preserved city wall in the world.
Wow.
In Avila, in Castilla y León. And yeah, it's unique because of that. It has over 2,500 meters, and it has 87 towers around, with, as you can see in the middle picture, with 9 gates. Yeah, another World Heritage City.
Probably the best secured one in Spain then. Possibly.
I don't know. But right now is the most well preserved. Maybe there were some others very well done, but
in the ancient times.
Probably destroyed, yeah. Almost the last one. Question 15. Where is the only desert in Europe? There is no desert. It's in Almería or in Murcia.
Have you been there?
Yes, I like it very much. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
What did you like about it?
I really like deserts, actually.
Oh, okay. I thought you liked oceans. Oceans and deserts.
Well, some people said that oceans could be like deserts. And actually, it's very interesting because sometimes when I see a desert, I imagine an ocean. So yeah, it's a very interesting place. It is in Almería, as you can see. It's called the Tabernas Desert. And yeah, it's the only true desert on the continent of Europe. And yeah, it's a landscape where many films were recorded there. And yeah, they have, I didn't put any picture, but they have like a small all Western town there. So they shoot films there. And yes, we have deserts. Spain is very diverse, climatically speaking, with around 13 different climates. So,
13?
13, 1, 3.
Wow, that's so crazy.
Yeah, we also have the islands like Canary Island, Ceuta and Melilla, which is in the north of Africa. So yeah, it could be quite diverse. Last question. Where can you hear a classical music concert by an underground lake? Gruta de las Maravillas in Huelva, Jameos del Agua, Lanzarote, Drag Caves in Mallorca.
Another touristic spot which is going on the bucket list.
Yes. I mean, the other ones, the Gruta de las Maravillas and the Jameos, are very beautiful, very beautiful. So the answer is Drag Caves in Mallorca. And yes, you can attend a classical music concert with lighting effects that simulate a bit the sun coming up from the water. And you can take a boat ride on the lake. This lake is called Martel, the Lake Martel. So it's nice, but yeah, the other ones are also very beautiful. So thank you very much. Well done for being with us. And this was the end of the questionnaire, the quiz. And now I would like to introduce you a bit more into the oceans space, not only in Spain, but of course, let's start with Spain.
Maybe someone still has questions about the quiz.
Sure.
Maybe there's a good time if anyone has a question to ask, he or she can ask right now. But if it's not, then yeah, please go on. If that's not the case, then please go on. But yeah, I think we're good to go. So thank you so much.
So Spain mainland is bordered to the south and east almost entirely by the Mediterranean Sea, except from Gibraltar, and that is a British territory. Then we have in the north by France and Andorra and the Bay of Biscay, and to the west by the Atlantic Ocean and Portugal. And in the extreme south of Spain, we have the Strait of Gibraltar, which separates the Iberian Peninsula from Ceuta and Morocco in north of Africa. So to protect our oceans, we have different tools. One of them is a marine protected area. A marine protected area is like a national park on land, but in the ocean. And then they limit certain space to protect it and bring biodiversity and better ecosystem services or benefits to the society. In February this year, the marine protected areas in Spain raised from 12% of the waters to 21%. And this is because of the goal that we have at a global scale and also at Europe to reach 30% of our waters protected by 2030. And so here is the number, right now 21 marine protected areas. But we should also think about how the marine protected areas are being managed and what is the protection status of those areas. And with strict protection, this means like that you cannot do any other activity like fishing or tourism. There is only 2% in Spain. Only 2% of the waters are strict protection. And now I wanted to go not only to Spain, but also in general about oceans, because now we can see this picture, and maybe for some of us, this is the beach of our dreams. But for others, it could be a place that they call home, no? Currently, there is 2.4 billion, I know why this, okay. There is 2.4 billion people that live within 100 kilometers of the coastline, and many depend on marine resources. So this is something we should consider.
Mhm.
It's not just about tourism, but people depend on them. And however, the state of the oceans, as I already mentioned, is not as pristine as we imagine. It's not like in an aquarium where we see a lot of fishes. The fish that we were eating when we were young most probably is less available right now. And this 1/3 is, I know why it's not happening this. I don't know why. It's 1/3 of marine mammals and nearly 1/3 of sharks are threatened with extinction. So It's a lot. How is the protection status of our oceans? Let's imagine that in this picture there are 100 fishes. Then only 3 of those fishes will be fully protected from fishing activities. So this might make us think about how we are protecting our oceans.
Wow.
I am really interested in marine protected areas. This is my main focus of research, and also on the benefits that they offer to nature and society. But what is even more interesting for me, and I think that is also what we should think about, is what benefits it brings and how they are being managed. Because usually they put these areas in places that maybe they don't bring all the benefits that they should, and they just put a square to reach certain objectives, like the 30% by 2030. So this is a part of my research, where I visit marine protected areas that are not really bringing so many benefits to the society. And here I went in the north of Patagonia in my first documentary adventure as part of my PhD, where I met beautiful people like the ones you see here, different stakeholders like local fishers, from NGOs, the government, and they all share the same space. They all share also the same difficulties of living in this space. Here you can see different interests, different activities that can happen in an MPA, in a marine protected area in Patagonia, like this one, but also probably in other areas here in Europe. You know, you have people diving, fishing, industry, some marine mammals. So the idea with my project that is called Somos Océanos, We Are Oceans, is trying to understand how people are living in these spaces, how they are struggling, but also what do they think is the solution, right? And I did that through a documentary, but also through newspapers, doing roundtables, involving the local youth in different activities. And this is me and my team when we were in Argentina.
How many
And
people were on your team?
the ones you see there, like a bit less, 10 more or less.
Mm-hmm.
And some came, went out, like volunteering. So yeah, this is us doing a bit of advertisement about the night, because the most important part is not just doing the documentary and take it somewhere else, is that you show it to the community. The idea of the documentary is that it improves and pushes for participation in decision-making processes. Like, for example, a revision of a management plan, that it had to happen in that place. So then they see themselves, they see their neighbors, they see the local government talking about what is happening in the place. And the idea is that when they call them for a meeting to talk about the marine protected area, they feel more secure about the place, because they might know better what they think. They might know better what the others think. So
Mm-hmm.
that is the main idea of the documentary. You can find statements like, well, not everyone participates in decision making, or we don't conserve the marine protected area together. Those were some statements. And most of the people, even if they were from local government or a local fisher, they were agreeing in most of them. The project brought some good news. There was a revision of an industrial park, and then they also started to put fines for wastewater that was released into the beach. So that was nice. A part of that, it also got some awards, and that make my team very happy, because of course it's a lot of work. But as I said, that was not the main objective. The main objective was to show it to the people and to all the high schools and youth. I did a second one in Mexico and also got a lot of awards. And it was also a very interesting process, the area was different. It was in an island, so it was not that close to the community, but also with different issues. And of course, when you do the interviews, they can get very intense. They don't only reach people and unify them, they also reach me. And I found that this is a fantastic way to connect with them and learn from them, especially for scientists that you think is just sitting there in front of maybe a computer or an animal. And no, it's not only about that, it's also about connecting with people, no? And that's what we do in my project and in the NGO that I work with. This case was, we were studying the north of Patagonia. This was the place, but this is unfortunately not a place, an isolated case. It happens everywhere. There are marine protected areas that don't work in many other places, including in Germany, for example, anywhere else, in Spain also. So that's what we do in my project. And we also have an initiative that is called Letters to the Sea. And here, different children from all over the world, they send us a letter and they write to the ocean what they would like to see, what they don't like. And it's a way to connect with ocean in a different way, and for children to express themselves and raise their voices about the issues that might happen in their neighborhood. Even for children that or youth that is not near the ocean, you know, but they have certain connection. Even me, when I was a child, I was not living in the coast, but still I had certain connection. And I wanted to show you one of the letters from one girl in Guadalajara, in the area where I am, and what she wrote. My name is Triana. I am 9 years old, and every summer I visit you with my family. I love your salty water, your soothing waves, and your sand for building castles. I also enjoy diving into you while watching the little fish that nibble on my feet, but I don't like it when I see trash in your waters every time I swim. That makes me sad. My family and I will continue to take care of you as you deserve to prevent it from happening. We will convince people not to litter you anymore. So this is just an example from Triana, but there are letters from all over the world. And if you want to send a letter, or you have people, or even your institution want to partner with mine to spread the word of the Letters to the Sea, I'm looking for partners because my idea is to reach 1 million letters by the next UN Ocean Conference that is happening in France. We will build like a tunnel and all the letters are gonna be hanging, and then it's like just going through the voices of youth and trying to understand what is also happening in other parts of the world. So
That's so cute. That's a nice idea.
yes, so any of you, if you want, even Europa Direct, if wants to partner with me, I'm happy to do so.
And where are we going to send the letters to?
So the first thing is depending. It's only until 22 years old. You can scan here, or you can send it to my email, and I'm gonna leave the QR code there. And also the idea is that there are more NGOs or organizations that have other communities where they can share this. So then they run the activity, or the children there share the letter, because otherwise it's quite difficult. Usually how it works is like, yeah, I present the idea to maybe Eco Club or an NGO that works with youth, and then they run the activity of writing the letter to the sea, and then they send them to me. That's how usually it was working. But of course, individual persons can also send me the letter. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get the letters. That's why I wanted to say it here today, because if you have a network, we can use it also to spread it.
Yeah, we can spread
Mhm.
spread it.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Yeah, and this is it. that was my project. That was me. That was my country. And if you have any questions, I'm here. And otherwise, happy to answer anything via email.
Yeah, guys, please feel free to ask any questions you have because now Veronica is here and she's not going to be here for a long time. So use the chance of asking a lot of questions. But so the projects that you've done, how long does it take you? Like how long are you in those cities and researching? Sorry.
Well, the project Somos Océanos, We Are Oceans, started in 2020, and then the idea is always connecting people through science communication. So we visit different marine protected areas that they might not be working well, and that usually is 1 year each place, because you need to research what is going on, create the network, create the trust with the local NGOs or organizations or universities. And then this is a collaborative project because it's not that I just go there with my team. The team is half from the NGO and half local from there. And the how do you say, the videographer also is local. That is also a must for me, that is from there. Because then it's much easier to engage. You learn a lot more. You can get more more genuine interviews also. So it's important that at least 50% of the team is from the place where we go. And yeah, it takes around 1 year of research and then a couple of months in the area, in the place, because it's also, we don't have a lot of resources financially.
Yes.
So it's really expensive to be there for maybe more than 1 month. Yeah.
And what are you going to do with the interviews? Like, are you going to analyze them? How are you going to analyze them?
Well, the interview served mainly for the documentary, and this documentary served to push the people or to learn about their neighbors or their community. And then, of course, then they are analyzed in a more scientific way, and we are publishing papers in the different places, about the different places. But for me, the main idea is to encourage the community, to empower them, and to tell them that you look, this is just made by you. These are your statements, and you can also present your ideas when the local government invites you to meetings. You know, that's the main objective.
That is so cool. Yeah, I hope some of you are still sending us questions so we can ask Veronica since she's here. So let's give us 5 minutes for people to think about questions. And if there are no more questions, then we will say thank you to you for sharing your point of views on the oceans and on your country. And I think we learned a lot today. There was wholesome, a wholesome talk, I think.
Thank you so much. I hope it was not so fast, because sometimes I get very excited and then maybe I talk too fast.
Not at all, not at all. I think we could all follow you really good.